Question number 31. The technician is experimenting with network configurations and has connected two laptops to an unmanaged switch. The technician configured one of the laptops with a static IP address of 192.168.1.1 and the other with a static IP address of 192.168.2.2. The laptops are not communicating with each other. Which of the following is the most likely explanation for this issue? And the options are: option A, the wireless network interface cards are malfunctioning. Option B, PoE interferes with inter-subnet communication. Option C, the technician needs to use a hub instead of a switch. And option D, the laptops do not have access to a router. And the correct option is the laptops do not have access to a router. Remember, when we are trying to communicate between two different networks, as we can see that this network 1.1 is different from this network 2.2. Therefore, in order to communicate between these two different networks, we need a router between them. So a simple switch or a managed switch cannot do routing. For this, we need a router or a layer 3 switch. So a layer 3 switch can also do routing. But without a router or layer 3 switch, we cannot communicate between different subnets or different networks. So the explanation is the two laptops are on different subnets, that is 192.168.1.0/24 and 192.168.2.0/24. So an unmanaged switch only forwards traffic within the same broadcast domain. It cannot route between different IP subnets. So to allow communication between 192.168.1.x and 192.168.2.x, a router or a layer 3 switch is required to perform inter-subnet routing. So the incorrect options are the wireless network interface cards are malfunctioning. So this is not relevant. This is a wired switch issue and connectivity depends on IP and subnet configuration. PoE interferes with inter-subnet communication, so power over Ethernet provides power and it has nothing to do with routing function. And the technician needs to use a hub instead of a switch. So a hub works the same way as a switch at layer 2. It would not solve the inter-subnet routing problem. So the issue is that the laptops are in different subnets and need a router to communicate. Question number 32. Each time a user tries to print, the paper becomes stuck at the last stage of the print job and the user has to pull the paper out of the printer. Which of the following is the most likely cause? And the options are: option A, tray assembly; option B, rollers; option C, print head; and option D, toner. And the correct option is option B, roller. And the explanation is, so the printer rely on rollers to grab, feed and eject paper. If the paper is consistently getting stuck at the last stage of the print job near the exit, it usually means exit rollers are worn out, dirty or misaligned. This prevents the page from being properly ejected, causing jams. So the incorrect options are tray assembly. So the problem here affect paper pickup at the start, not at the end. Print head. So this relates to printing quality issues, ink and toner placement, not paper jams. And the toner. So the toner affects image and print quality. That is, it results in faded prints or streaks, but not paper movement. So since the paper jams during the final ejection stage, the rollers are the most likely culprit. Question number 33. A developer needs to package applications with all their dependencies to ensure consistent deployment across different systems. Which technology should be used? The options are option A, virtual desktop infrastructure, option B, containers, option C, snapshot, and option D, disk imaging. And the correct option is option B, containers. And the explanation is so containers, that is Docker and Podman, package an application together with all its dependencies, libraries, and configuration files into a single unit. This ensures the application runs consistently across different systems without worrying about operating system or environment differences. They are lightweight compared to full virtual machines and are widely used in DevOps and cloud deployments. So the incorrect options are virtual desktop infrastructure or VDI. So this provides remote desktops to users, not application packaging. Snapshot. So this saves the state of a virtual machine or system at a given point in time, but does not package applications for probability. And disk imaging, so this creates a full copy of a disk, that is operating system plus application plus file, but it's bulky and not ideal for application level portability. So the developer should use containers to achieve consistent deployment. Question number 34. A graphics designer needs a monitor that offers improved backlit control and an extended range of colors. Which display feature meets this requirement? And the options are option A, CRT refresh rate, option B, OLED burn-in prevention, option C, mini LED with wide color gamut, and option D, VGA resolution. And the correct option is option C, mini LED with wide color gamut. And the explanation is, so the correct option is mini LED with wide color gamut, and the explanation is, so mini LED with wide color gamut provides improved backlight control due to thousands of tiny LEDs that allow precise dimming and extended range of colors, which is ideal for graphic designers who need color accuracy and HDR performance. So the incorrect options are CRT refresh rate. It is an older technology and has no relevance to modern design work. OLED burn-in prevention addresses a display longevity issue, not color range or backlit precision. And VGA resolution is outdated analog resolution standard, not related to color quality or backlight control. So for graphic design, the best option is mini LED with wide color gamut because it delivers superior color accuracy, brightness control, and HDR performance. Question number 35. A user's device needs more memory, so a technician installs extra RAM with the following specifications. 2 into 8 GB DDR5 4800, that is PC5-38400, and 1 into 16 GB DDR5 5600 PC5 44800. Which of the following speeds would maximize reliability? The options are option A 4800, option B 38400, option C 44800, and option D 5600. And the correct option is Option A 4800. And the explanation for this correct option is, so when RAM modules with different speeds are installed, the system will downclock all memory to the speed of the lowest module to ensure stability and reliability. So the installed RAMs include number 1 2 into 8 GB DDR5-4800 and 1 into 16 GB DDR5 5600. So since DDR5 4800 is slower than DDR 5600, the memory will run at 4800 MT/second. So the incorrect options are 38400. So this is the bandwidth rating, that is megabyte per second of DDR5 4800, not the speed setting. 44800 is the bandwidth rating for DDR5 5600, not the actual operating chosen when mixing RAM. And 5600 is the system cannot run at the higher speed because DDR5 4800 sticks would become unstable. So to maximize reliability, the memory must operate at the slowest module's speed, that is 4800. Question number 36. Which of the following network services is used to assign an IP address to a network host? The options are option A DNS, that is domain name system, option B SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, option C LDAP, that is lightweight directory access protocol, and option D DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. And the correct option is DHCP, that is dynamic host configuration protocol. So DHCP is used to dynamically assign IP address to the devices on the network. Explanation. So DHCP automatically assigns IP addresses, subnet masks, gateways, and DNS servers to network host. So the incorrect options are DNS, domain name system. So DNS resolves domain names, for example, google.com, into IP addresses but does not assign IPs. SMTP, that is simple mail transfer protocol, handles sending mails, not IP management. And LDAP, that is lightweight directory access protocol, is used for directory services, that is user authentication lookup, not IP address assignment. So DHCP is the service responsible for assigning IP addresses to devices on a network. Question number 37. A technician needs to provide a new employee with a phone number for their company mobile phone. Which of the following is the most cost effective and professional way to complete this task? And the options are option A, give a company mobile phone to the employee. Option B, forward a company number to the employee's mobile phone. Option C, issue a company eSIM to the employee. And option D, offer a company SIM card to the employee. And the correct option is option D, offer a company SIM card to the employee. And the explanation is, so offer a company SIM card to the employee is the most cost effective and professional, since the employee can insert it into their own or a company provided device. This gives them a dedicated business number without the added cost of providing a full device or managing number forwarding. So the incorrect options give a company mobile phone, professional but more expensive, extra hardware cost and maintenance, forward a company number to the employee's mobile phone. So this could work, but it mixes personal and business use, which can add extra cost and lag separation between personal and work numbers. And issue a company eSIM is a valid option but requires the size device to support eSIM. A physical SIM is generally more compatible and simple to manage. So the best balance of cost effectiveness and professionalism is provide a company SIM card. Question number 38. A user reports that files are taking hours to transfer from a device to an external USB drive. The technician confirms that the device's cables are connected and the correct USB port is being used. Which of the following steps should the technician take next when troubleshooting the issue? The options are. So let me first go to the options. Correct options was already underlined. So the options are replace the USB drive, option B, replace the device's USB port, option C, turn off all Bluetooth devices, and option D, update the device drivers. And the correct option is option D, update the device drivers. So let's go through the explanation. So updating the device drivers, so outdated or corrupt USB drivers can cause extremely slow transfer speeds even if the correct port and cables are being used. Updating them is the next logical troubleshooting step before replacing hardware. So the incorrect options are replace the USB drive. So it is possible if the drive is failing, but since might be driver related, it's best to rule out software first. Replace the device's USB port. So a physical repair replacement is only considered if driver updates do not fix the issue and the port is confirmed faulty. And turn off all Bluetooth devices. So Bluetooth can cause wireless interference, but it does not impact wired USB transfer speeds. So best next step is update the USB drivers to see if performance improves before moving to hardware replacement. Question number 39. A technician is setting up a workstation to use FTP, that is File Transfer Protocol. Which of the following ports does the technician need to enable? So we are talking about logical port, that is layer 4 ports. The options are option A, port number 20, option 23, option C, 68, and option D, 53. And the correct option is option A, port 20. So remember, FTP uses port 20. In fact, it uses two ports, port 20 and 21. One port is used for the control channel through which commands are sent, and the other port is used for actual data transfer. So the other port 23 is the telnet port. 53 is the DNS port, and 68 is, I think, DHCP port. We will see it in the explanation. So let's go through the explanation. So port 20 is used by FTP, file transfer protocol, for data transfer. FTP also uses port 21 for control and command, but if the question only gives these options, port 20 is the correct one. So the incorrect options are port 23 is used for telenet, which is insecure, which is used for insecure remote login as well as management and configuration of hosts such as network devices. Port 68 is used by DHCP client, and port 53 is used for DNS, that is domain name system. So to enable FTP, you need port 20 for data and usually port 21 for the control. Question number 40. Which of the following could a user employ to maximize module bandwidth when selecting memory for a high-end gaming computer? And the options are Option A, error correction. Option B, channel configuration. Option C, RAM, voltage, and option D, physical module. And the correct option is option B, channel configuration. Let's go through the explanation. So the channel configuration using dual channel, triple channel or quad channel memory setups allows the CPU to access multiple memory modules simultaneously, maximizing memory bandwidth. This is specifically beneficial for high-end gaming computers. Incorrect option, error correction. So error correction improves reliability, that is detects and corrects error, but it's not meant for gaming performance. It's typically used in servers and workstations. RAM voltage is adjusting the voltage. Adjusting voltage is for stability and overclocking, not directly for maximizing bandwidth. Physical module size refers to capacity, for example, 8 GB or 16 GB, which increases available memory but not bandwidth. So, for maximum performance in gaming PCs, ensuring the RAM is in correct channel configuration, that is, let's suppose, for example, dual channel is the key. Question number 41. An engineer is troubleshooting why a newly installed drive is missing in Windows 11. The engineer discovered the drive was formatted before going offline. Which of the following steps should the engineer take to resolve the issue? The options are option A, remove any excess cables connected to the motherboard. Option B, enable low power mode on all the other connected devices. Option C, check if the drive was formatted to ext4. And option D, close any applications that are utilizing too many resources. And the correct option is option C, check if the drive was formatted to ext4. So the correct option is check if the drive was formatted to ext4. An explanation is Windows 11 does not natively recognize ext4 format, which is a Linux file system. If the new drive was formatted with ext4 before Windows 11 will not display it in the file explorer. The engineer needs to check the file system type and, if necessary, reformat it to NTFS or exFAT for compatibility. Incorrect options, remove any excess cables connected to the motherboard. So this is not related to the file system recognition. Enable low power mode on all other connected devices. So the power saving setting do not affect whether Windows can detect a drive's format. And close any application that are utilizing too many resources. So system performance issue do not cause a missing drive. So the most likely cause is the drive is formatted in ext4, which Windows cannot read because Windows 11 do not support this format. Question number 42. A user returns from a trip and discovers that their computer connected to the LAN, that is local area network, times out intermittently. Upon investigation, a technician finds the RJ45 connector is not properly terminated. Which of the following networking tools should the technician use to fix the issue? And the options are option A, punch down tool, option B, toner probe, option C, cable tester, and option D, crimper. And the correct option is option D, crimper. So what is the crimper? So an RJ45 connector that is not properly terminated needs to be reattached or re-crimped onto the cable, and this is done through crimper tool. So a crimper tool is specifically designed to attach RJ45 connectors to Ethernet cables, ensuring a solid and reliable connection. So the incorrect options are punch down tool. So punch down tool is used for terminating cables into page panels or keystone jacks, not RJ45 connectors. Toner probe is used to trace and identify cables in walls or bundles, not to fix termination. And cable tester is used for fixing to verify the connection, but it cannot repair or re-terminate the cable. Question number 43. A salesperson is unable to reach the internet from a home office PC. A support technician wants to verify that the router is receiving a valid public IP address. Which of the following is a valid public IP address in this scenario? The options are option A 10.254.128.11, option B 172.6.0.30, option C 192.168.1.50, and option D 66.157.195.20. And the correct option is, so we need to identify the public address, and it is in option D 66.157.195.20. So all these other are private IP addresses. So let's go through the explanation. So public IP addresses are routable on the internet, while private IP addresses are reserved for internal networks. So private IP address ranges that is not valid as public IP. So these are private IP address ranges. The first range is starting from 10, and you can also write this as 10/8 or 10.0.0.0/8. Next range is 172.16.00 up to 172.31.255.255. You can also write this as 172.16/12. And the next one is the popular one that we most often use in our home setups is 192.168.0.0 up to 192.168.255.255. You can also write this in this CIDR notation as /16. So the options were 10.254.128.11. So this is in this range. That's why it is the private IP address 172.16.0.30. Again, this one is in this range. So this is also a private IP address 192.168.1.50. Again, this one is in the last range. So this is again a private IP address. Only the 66.157.195.20 is a valid public IP address. So to check this, the technician would log into the router and look at the WAN or internet IP address. Question number 44. A technician needs to configure a multifunction printer that will be used to scan highly confidential data, which must be securely distributed only to select group of executives. Which of the following is the most secure way to accomplish this task? The options are option A, implement badge access on the printer. Option B, set up the device to email the documents to a group address. Option C, make copies of the documents and have an office administrator manually distribute them. And option D, configure scanning to an SMB share with executive only access. And the correct option is Option D, configure scanning to an SMB share with executive only access. Let's go through the explanation. So SMB share with executive only access ensures documents are stored in a secure, access controlled location. Only the authorized executives can retrieve the files, protecting confidentiality. Incorrect options are implement badge access on the printer. So this controls who can use the printer but does not ensure secure distribution of scanned data. Set up the device to email the documents to a group address. So email is less secure. Messages could be interpreted or misdirected. Make copies of the documents and have an office administrator manually distribute them. So this adds unnecessary risk of human error and exposure of sensitive data. So the best solution is scan directly to a secured SMB share, so only the intended executive can access the confidential files. Question number 45. A help desk technician is installing an SSD upgrade in a laptop. The laptop specifications require NVMe. Which of the following form factor should the technician most likely install in the laptop? The options are option A 3.5 inch, option M2, option 2.5 inch, and option D SD. And the correct option is option B M.2. Let's go through the explanation. So the correct option was M.2. So NVMe, that is non-volatile memory express, is a protocol designed for high-speed storage and typically uses M.2 form factor in laptops. So M.2 NVMe SSDs plug directly into motherboard's M.2 slot, offering much faster speeds compared to the SATA SSDs. So the incorrect options are 3.5. This is a standard form factor for desktop hard disk drives, not laptop. 2.5 can house SATA SSDs or HDDs, but SATA is not NVMe. They use different interfaces, and SD refers to secure digital memory cards, not SSD, for primary laptop storage. So since the laptop specifically requires NVMe, the correct form factor is M.2 or M2.